It's day 102, and I am in a place called the Don Valley. I don't know, can you see that river right over here? This is called the Don River. And this is a bridge. This is something called the Bayview Extension. So it's a bridge that they built on Bayview Avenue across the Don Valley so that all the cars can go by every day, not thinking about all the work that went into building these things. But down here, uh, you know, it's pretty cold. We got the sun here this morning. It's like -3. That's about 30 degrees Fahrenheit. Looks like some people had a little campfire down here. Maybe some people have been living down here. Uh, Certainly graffiti going on and everything. And I come here every once in a while just to think about some of the difficult times that I've gone through in my life, including a couple of years ago. I've shared, I was going through like a real career crisis. Major investor pulled his money out. I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do to kind of come up with a new investment strategy that was going to, turn around performance, get people excited about what I was doing again at my company. And I'll be honest, I felt like a fraud. I felt like I had screwed up my life. Uh, and wasn't going to figure it out. I was going to lose my wife and kids and home and all this kind of stuff. It was like a crisis moment. I remember I had these hats it says EMJ Capital, made up like maybe 5 years ago, thinking like, oh, I'm on the top of the world, I'm big success and stuff. And I remember I used to see this. I wouldn't want to wear the hat because I would feel like, man, I was a fraud and stuff. The funny thing is, we're only about a few hundred yards in that direction up to the embassy. And sometimes there's very small distance between the depths of the valley and the embassy that you want to get to or want to get back to. And when I was going through that tough time, I remember going to at my kids' schools. They'd have these like parent receptions, usually in October at the beginning of the school year, where they'd invite all the parents to come in and hear about what a wonderful job they're doing at the schools and how they're turning the kids into these wonderful people in the future. And I remember I used to stand at the back of the room at those receptions, and again, like feel like I was going to get tapped on the shoulder, and somebody from the school would say, "Sir, you get lost? You don't belong here anymore. You need to leave and go back to that valley." And I used to look at the other parents dressed so nicely to the nines, smiling, holding hands, listening, to all the wonderful words about how their kids are going to be transformed at the school. And I used to feel like I used to be. They were like the Porsches and the G wagons that cross this bridge constantly, and the fancy SUVs. And I used to feel like, man, I used to be one of those parents. I used to be so happy and have everything all put together, just like they do. And now look at me. I'm like down here having campfires in the valley. Oh, like what the heck did I do? Like, I want to be like them. I want to be like the fancy Porsches going by without a care in the world on the bridge. What happened to me? And I kind of resented that I wasn't like that anymore. I was down here, and I remember going home and talking to my wife once and kind of telling her how ashamed I'd felt at one of these receptions. And she said, why do you have those feelings? Why do you blame those cars or those parents for your situation? You put yourself here. It was your choices. You brought yourself into this place, and only you can get yourself out of this place. Only you can walk out of the valley and kind of walk up to the embassy. So she was very right, as she usually is. Um, and that kind of snapped something inside of me, and I thought, that she's right. I can move. Nobody's forcing me to be down here. Nobody's forcing me to kind of live amongst the junk and the trash that gets dumped here. I can just get up, walk. I walked myself into this valley. I can walk myself out of it. I don't have to stay here anymore. Okay, I have the ability. And I know that there have been a lot of people that have responded to my videos and they've said, man, Eric, thanks for sharing. Yeah, I'm going through a really tough patch right now. Maybe it's from a health perspective, maybe it's financial, maybe it's in your marriage, maybe it's with your kids, in your family situation, whatever the case may be. I just want you to know I totally empathize with the struggles that you're going through. But I also have to tell you, like, it's you who can get yourself out of this situation. Even if the odds seem stacked against you, just walk, just keep walking. Don't stay in the valley. That your embassy that you're going to is only a few hundred yards away. You don't realize that because you've just gotten so used to sitting down there by the campfire. Just walk every day, make progress, take a step, take action. That's the most important thing. Get going. And then before you know it, you're going to wake up one day outside of your embassy and the gates are going to open. You're going to walk in. The power is inside of you. Keep walking. Take action today. Own the future. Don't rent it. The path ahead to your embassy is clear.